Hari Om. Invoking the grace of Puja Gurudev, Swami Chinmayanand Maharaj, it's an absolute pleasure for me on behalf of Puja Swami Abhedananda and the devotees of the Chinmaya Mission of South Africa to give you this walk-through tour of this magnificent Nourish to Flourish facility that's going to feed over 2,000 underprivileged people every day. What's key for us to understand as we walk through this facility are the main principles that were infused into the design and layout of the Nourish to Flourish facility. Firstly, Puja Swami Abhedananda had in his vision that we should not just feed people, but we should give them love and dignity. Secondly, you'll see the salient aspects of all the health and safety regulations and compliance requirements to serve food at this scale. Thirdly, you'll see how important governance is to us, because it's important to us, important to you as our key stakeholders and donors. Fourthly, pay attention to all the investments for efficiency, because efficiency allows us to serve many more for one simple rand. And lastly, and very importantly, we've allowed for key sustainable development principles to be included in this facility. Let's go together for this great walk of this magnificent facility. Come. What we see here is the first area of the Nourish to Flourish industrial kitchen, that being the veg prep area. Items are stored on my left, the dry items, and then they are brought over for washing or preparation either in industrial potato peelers or vegetable cutters. If these raw materials need to then go into cold storage, we've allowed for adequate cold storage. Here you'd see fridge rooms and inside freezer cold rooms. One salient feature of this beautiful kitchen is its magnificent and very ergonomically designed layout. This layout has been designed by a multidisciplinary team consisting of international and local engineers, architects, and various other disciplines. It's called a cellular layout in that the kitchen is divided into different cells or areas that serve a different function. Come now, let's enter the main cooking area. A critical part of the food safety management system in a kitchen of this facility is the protection against fires. At Nourish to Flourish, we've installed the state-of-the-art Anshul firefighting systems that will automatically discharge in the event of a fire. This is not only required by insurance, but is important to protect the staff and the assets at this facility. Secondly, due to the enclosed environment that we are working in, we need to maintain the right levels of oxygen in the kitchen. We also need to extract the steam and the vapors that are being generated during cooking. To allow for that, we've installed the relevant extraction systems that will not only extract steam and vapors, but also make up with fresh air. When designing a facility that needs to cook for over 2,000 people a day, there are some key factors or engineering variables that we had to consider, including energy efficiency, time of cooking, and scale of cooking when we were busy with the equipment selection phase of the project. What you see here today are the relevant rice cookers and curry cookers that allow us to cook in batches of 500 to 600 at a time in approximately 45 minutes a batch. This will allow us to have the right required time to start to serve especially the school children who wait for us to provide the meals between 9 and 10 a.m. every day. This is the heart of the kitchen that will allow us to serve 2,000 people in a few hours with minimal energy use. We've installed gas as a supply because we believe that is a cheaper form of energy currently, and in future we've also allowed flexibility to consider other alternate energy forms. At the very heart of Puja Swami Abhedananda's vision for Nourish to Flourish is the belief and full faith that Annapurna Devi herself will be invoked here at this facility, and she would come and feed the thousands of people every day. We invoke her grace and we invite all of you to receive her blessings as we commence at her feet with this magnificent project. When one looks at the science of Nourish to Flourish, then one has to have a very solid, well-balanced menu available to feed the thousands of people. The menu that is going to be served at this facility has been reviewed by leading nutritionists and consists of vegetarian meals that are well balanced in fat, protein and carbohydrates to ensure that those who we are serving receive the required ingredients and vitamins and minerals for their growth and nourishment. Here you see what we call rice washes. Key part of the staple diet that we are providing is rice as the base of the meal. And rice would first need to be washed and soaked. That would happen in this facility where these automatic rice washers will allow us to wash rice in large volumes. Part of the balanced diet is serving rice and roti. Let us go see how roti will be made in this kitchen. I'm sure almost all of you would have had the opportunity in your lives to have made roti at some point. But we would have an appreciation that to make roti every day or once a day for 2,000 people can be quite a mammoth and labor-intensive process. To reduce that load on the kitchen and to produce roti with good efficiency, we've installed a semi-automatic roti making process. What you see here is a dough mixing machine where flour together with other ingredients will be combined, including a controlled water meter system. From here, the ball of dough will be inserted into what we call the dough ball or loya machine. This machine will automatically generate the loyas, which should be captured from here, introduced into this semi-automatic roti making machine. When the dough balls or loyas are inserted here, they will be then processed, flow through different stages of heating, through the conveyor belt, and wonderful sumptuous rotis will then be produced through this wonderful production line for roti machine. So now we have rice, we have curry, and we have very tasty rotis. Let's go and see how all of this is packaged together so we can serve the people. When the meals are ready for packaging, they will be brought into this area. If we are not ready to package the meals, they will be kept warm in these food warmers. Thereafter, they will be packaged into individual reusable plastic containers. The kitchen, although would be operating at normal operating limits of 2,000 a day, has the capacity to scale up in a day to up to 10,000 meals a day. To allow for that and to distribute 10,000 meals a day, we've also included emergency food boxes that allow food to remain warm, yet to go far and wide across the province to help those in dire need of food at the most difficult and under the most difficult circumstances. Now we will understand a key element of food safety management, that being temperature control. Bacteria and other germs thrive only in certain temperature regimes. If food cannot be distributed immediately, they will be stored in that food chiller, which allows the temperature regime to be controlled in a range where bacteria cannot grow. As with any operation, one needs to have raw materials stored in the right stock levels. The facility has both day stores and at the basement level, large enough stores to store up to 2 weeks of production input or demand required. And to manage stock and inventory so that everything is responsibly managed, the entire facility will be operated on a Zoho-based app system which allows every grain to be accounted for so that we can display to our donors and ensure maximum efficiency for every grain consumed. This app will allow us to track raw materials received, It will allow us to track raw materials consumed. It will analyze the usage per day, produce management report, translate that into a plan for the next week based on ratios, and also allow us to compare the amount used to the amount produced and given to the underprivileged people. As I mentioned earlier, one of the key principles in the design is that of sustainable development. The design allows for the inclusion of solar panels, the provision of borehole water, and what you see here being a key aspect of sustainable development, that being waste management and recycling. When waste is produced in the Nourish to Flourish facility, it will be carefully managed via temperature control through a waste chiller, and in the next few months through what we call a macerator. A macerator would extract the water from the waste, the food waste, and the pulp generated will be used to produce fertilizer. This, in the short term, will be achieved through the services of a service provider. The waste facility also allows for the separation of the different types of waste: general waste, paper, plastic, and food waste. This will allow us to recycle and ensure that we protect the environment at the same time of serving so many people every day. So friends, I hope you have enjoyed taking this tour with me through the beautiful Nourish to Flourish facility. I hope you felt the sense of Swami Abhedananda's vision in the design through the elements of providing dignity, hope, and making this facility an offering not only to Lord but to the entire community of Durban. I hope you experienced the science of Nourish to Flourish, and as a donor, I hope you've experienced that every rand of your investment has gone into something that will last years and provide food to thousands in a responsible and full of love-giving way. Most importantly, I hope this inspires you to come, take a tour, be here with us, and join us every day as we aim to serve 2,000 underprivileged people every day. Thank you.